Welcome back to Third Pedal Podcast. I'm Jacob.
I'm Zach. Welcome back to episode 54. We've got some exciting stuff for you guys today. We're going to talk about some customer states photos and some interesting mechanic stories of what people are sending into the shops. I've got a story about a fellow member of the car community who's facing some legal issues right now with some takeover tanners causing some problems. You'll hear more about that. We've also got a very interesting development in a new SUV concept of a very popular, maybe longest standing car. It's not European, it is American made. So stick around for that and watch with us.
That's good.
All right, so one of my favorite corners of the internet is customer states photos. All you mechanics, if you guys got these on your own, I know you share them between each other. Send them to us. I love these things. Yes. So you said you've got some on lock.
There's a whole subreddit for this. That's customer states, which is awesome. So that's where I pulled all these from.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll run through them. But yeah,
there's for those who don't know, it's basically a meme format, right? It's like customer states, brakes aren't working, and then it's a video and there's no brakes at all. Or something.
Except it's not a meme. It's just like stuff that mechanics see coming into their shop.
Not a joke.
And there's two sides to this coin. Like one of them is that, and then there's a whole other side. I couldn't find like pictures and stuff from it of like crazy stuff that mechanics have said, like, oh, you gotta have this done. Or whatever. There's the customer side of it. Yeah, mechanic states. Yeah. So, but
I actually had one of those recently with but my brother-in-law. He's got a older Prius, like a 2006 or something like that.
Okay.
It's been not beat to death in that they haven't taken care of it, but like it's like 230 something thousand miles, and like it's seen driven. So those have got the hybrid packs, right? And the hybrid packs have like 50 different individual batteries. So like when they go, a cell will go bad and then the whole hybrid system doesn't work. And then you gotta go in there and test them, figure out which one's bad. But the cool thing is you can pull out the cell.
Oh, that's cool.
You showed me a video of it and it takes like 15 minutes to get into the trunk.
Okay.
You know the Prius battery is like this big.
This is such a tangent.
Sorry.
Is it really?
It's like this. It's not big.
Yeah.
I've pictured it like the whole floor.
Yeah.
Like I've always thought batteries like that.
Yeah.
It's like a pack and it's got a bunch of these like
weird
giant.
Wait, it's like this big?
Yeah.
Do you know that's how big the battery is in my Q7?
Why?
My Q7 battery looks like two regular batteries together, and it's under the driver's seat. So you have to lean in and get it in. It's horrible, dude.
You're like, please don't blow up. Please don't blow up.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say about that? Oh, so he's replaced a few cells.
Okay.
He's got like a friend who's done, backyard Prius type guy, just replaces the cells and stuff because it's so common. So he took it. He had another cell problem. Of course, took it to Toyota and they wouldn't work. They were like diagnosticus. They wouldn't touch it because they could see someone else had worked on it that wasn't Toyota certified.
Interesting.
So like, we're not gonna touch it. Which is, I was looking up ChatGPT topics we could talk about. Right, this is going way far. I'm sorry. We have to bring this back in.
It's fine.
And one of them was car conspiracy theories. I was like, what? So I was like, ChatGPT, what are all the car conspiracy theories? And that was one of them, that car manufacturers are progressively making cars more difficult to work on. So only their mechanics can work on it and charge you more for parts. It's like an extra profit margin or whatever. So anyways, customer states.
Customer states. So we'll go through some of these slideshows. If you're listening on Spotify, tap the bottom thing, watch it. There's a video attached to this too if you didn't know. Otherwise, go check it out. We've got if you want to see some of the pictures that we're going to look at, go look at it over on TikTok. We'll post this. And then our YouTube channel too. You can always check it out.
So
first up, found while doing an oil change.
What are we looking at?
So if we do a nice little zoom in here, that would be a Big Mac.
Hey, you know what that is? That's kind of encouraging to see because we on like the unwritten rule of car guys is like you finish a project, you go get like you go get a treat or whatever to celebrate. So this guy probably did an oil change. Went got his Big Mac and then heard a knock because this is a Dodge Dart, right, with a 2.5 multi-air or whatever. Yeah, multi-air. Yeah, this is definitely a Dart. So he started hearing a rod knock, and he opened it back up. I was like, "Gosh, darn it!"
Forgot his
Big
burger.
Mac and slammed the hood.
He slammed the hood, and then he's like, "Where did I put my burger?"
Anyways,
he shows up. He's like, "Oh, probably pulled one of the patties off, kept eating it."
Yeah. That's
so there
hilarious.
You go. There's number one. Number two, a Capri Sun straw performance speedometer on my 85 Dodge. Just that's super glued.
That's if you squint, it's mint situation.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, with a tight, not many miles, 20,000 miles. I mean, probably it's ticked over. No, it's not. This is the 10th of a mile thing, the white thing.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably ticked over. That's the same thing with my Porsche. People will be like, 6,000 miles. It's like
my Datsun's like that too. It's like 71,000 original miles. I'm like, there's only 5 digits.
It's like back then they're like, it's gonna make it that long.
Right. That is kind of funny that they only made 5-digit mile counters. Back in the day.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
They were not planning on those things lasting.
No.
Yeah, that's funny.
Who's the real conspiracy theorist?
Now, here we go.
So here we go. Wow, cool.
Very cool. Very cool. There it is.
No thanks. We just changed the air filter, so I'm sure it's fine.
Look at the baby mice. Oh, wow. Those look like koala bears. Don't they?
They kind of do.
Oh,
That's okay. That's gross.
funny. No thanks. We just changed the air filter.
Imagine
Every once in a while we get this sputter and then it smells really bad.
Oh, your fan just. Customer states battery keeps going dead and the cable gets hot to the touch.
Yeah.
That's Romex.
Oh, the Romex house cable you've attached? That's crazy.
Built-in fuse, so it burns. But there's nothing wrong with my braking system. Just go ahead and finish my oil change in the rotation, please. There's a crack in the disc brake, everybody, for those who don't know.
Holy cow.
On whatever.
This
looks
is
like
a big truck. Yeah, it's got to be.
It's got quite the bolt pattern. What is that?
Oh,
8 bolt?
wow. It's like,
Yeah.
so what do you think happened here? Because that is the exact size of a brake
It
pad,
is. That's what I was thinking.
right?
It's like, did you stop on it?
Did he like do launch control with the e-brake on it or something? That's kind of what it looks like.
I had no clue, dude. It looks like it was not a fun thing to experience.
No, because that's a big 8 bolt, like a big
Right?
truck thing.
Right? Rolled in for a blowout replacement, was topping off the spare in the other 3 and found this. That is a spare tire to 83 PSI, which I can only imagine
Yikes.
they read the maximum speed and just were
Yep.
like, I guess that's what it's supposed to be.
Well, because you're supposed to crank those suckers high,
Are they supposed to be high?
like 50 at least.
Oh,
or
really?
something like that.
Oh, I didn't know they were
it's
high
a
at all.
Because that's
small,
exactly
yeah.
what I have for the Audi.
Yeah.
So it's like 4 inches wide.
Okay.
It's not a donut where it's like a hard rubber. Some of them are, they're just solid rubber.
Yeah.
And you're like, you can't go faster than whatever.
Yep.
It looks like you can't go faster than 80 kilometers would be my guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has to be up to like 50 PSI or
Wow.
something like that, I want to say.
Interesting.
It's got to
funny.
match the same radius and
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's
Yikes.
that guy. Here's a
About to have another blowout.
2019 Challenger. But if we zoom in closer,
Whoa, a rare Challenger Cobra. Well, we looked at actually a couple weeks ago all of the names of the Dodge Challenger. Remember, there's 27 and a half names for the new Dodge Challenger. There's all different ones. So I would not be surprised if Cobra was one of their
King
concepts.
Cobra.
King Cobra. It looks so weird in between Dodge lights.
Yes.
Cobra logo.
Right.
You ever see people like either debadge or misbadge something, and it just like it throws you off completely.
Yep.
It's like a
Well,
Mandela effect almost thing of like, what am I looking at here?
This kind of looks like a 75 Mustang.
Oh yeah, they kind of had those lights.
Yeah, if we go to the images of these things from the
Mustang
rear end.
got really hooked on those triple
Yeah, look
dot lights.
So
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
believable.
See that?
It's not that far outside the realm
Right.
of possibilities.
Mhm.
So there you go. There's the 2019.
That's pretty funny.
I don't. That's such a weird. I can't picture a Challenger guy being like, it'd be cool if this looked like a Mustang.
Yeah, this was definitely like we were talking about last episode with non-car guys thinking it's cool.
when you
Probably just like, oh, muscle cars, they use a Cobra to show how fast they are, right?
when you order a badge from AliExpress.
Yeah, right.
So it still runs. That is a melted battery.
I thought we were looking at the bottom end of an engine.
did too.
Like a
I thought
oil
it was like
pan or something.
antifreeze or something or paint or
Yeah.
something on the bottom. Nope, that is a failing
Ew.
battery cell.
Okay, so what?
This is a picture of the new Harley Davidson leaking acid.
Oh gosh. So what
They're
did
like,
they
you guys
do
wanted to drop acid, right?
Radical man. Yeah, dropping acid kills.
I thought you were going to say something else on that. That's why I took a huge
Well,
drink of water.
what did they do? Like they had to have overloaded it somehow, right? Or is this just battery malfunction?
I have no clue. I have no clue how you get to this. I want to know how to avoid getting to this.
Because there are fuses for this reason, right? The fuses will pop. So did they just like put pennies in all the fuses or something?
I have no clue. Did they overcharge it like crazy? Like, how do you get that out of there? How do you pick it up if it's all
You
mushy?
put it on a jumper box for winter.
Yeah,
like
just
what a-
the one where
it's
you
like,
press it, it's like,
Yeah,
your
yeah.
lights dim.
Yeah, it's pulling 240
He's like,
volts.
why is my utility bill $2,000 a
Yeah,
month? The
right.
heat must be
Meanwhile,
expensive.
this car's cooking. Wow.
My speedometer
That's
has some
funny.
wishful thinking.
That's really funny. That looks like the meme or the sticker people put by their gas tanks of like the guy holding the gas tank up.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So, but officer.
Yeah, right. How fast were you going? Your guess is as good as mine.
Yes. This is just a wire Dodge Journey is always the dirtiest. I don't know what it is about them, but apparently it's a thing.
That's so funny.
Special
that.
edition rebar cat shield to prevent theft.
Oh, that's funny.
Just kind of,
I've seen a bunch
good
of
for
ones
him.
like that.
yeah. Yeah, there have been a bunch of people creating
This
like
is the
little...
just rolled into the shop subreddit. That's
yes,
hilarious.
yeah, that's the name of it. Just rolled into the shop. On Wednesday, I take the Lamborghini Urus in for a scheduled oil change at Jiffy Lube.
Dude, I hope that's the shop owner.
I hope so. I hope that they're not. I mean, but that's a nice car too. There's like a brand new Cadillac next to it.
So they're money laundering for sure. It's got to be.
Yeah, it's like
Every mattress firm.
when we were on the way to Chicago Auto Show, we pulled in that one gas station. Like for sure was a front for something.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's funny to see those so obviously.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, yeah.
They're like drive something.
The IS is pretty cool. That's the first car I noticed. That's 300 back there.
That's a
with the
2JZ
kit.
one, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's
I love
good
one
time.
of them.
Good time, Brady.
That's what's up.
I actually have something to bring up about the Urus later, but we'll get into
that's
it.
the one. Here we go. Ready?
Oh boy.
Owner, co-owner, the guy who actually does all the work.
Yeah. Yes.
With the
That's
cooler
awesome.
car.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how you like tell a car. That's how he hires mechanics. He brings them out to the lot. So what do you think of the cars here? Like, dude, is that that IS manual?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You're hired.
It's like you got that JDM bumper on there.
Oh, you got a Lambo truck, bro? You're fired. Get out of here.
I don't understand this really. Stalled, but that's a pretty violent,
So I thought
failure
those
of
were like
something.
ratchets in a box. That's
like a
just-
toolbox. Yeah, no,
That's just piston
that's a
rings.
block.
Or
I think it's everything in an oil pan.
Rod bearings.
Yeah, those are the. I don't know what they're called.
Never felt dumber about an engine. Aren't they called rod bearings? They're the things
Those
that hold the
aren't.
rod to the crankshaft.
No, the rod. These are the rod bearings.
Yeah.
Those are
That's
the.
what I meant. Yeah, but those are the
I think those are the pin. They're called
Rod
something.
pins?
Maybe
rod pins.
piston pins,
Piston pins? No, it's not
piston clips,
It's this
piston
rod.
rod?
Goes off the rod.
piston.
Holds the rod to the
Yeah.
crank. Holds the rod to the crankshaft. You gotta phone a friend. I'll call Alex. Hey, what are those round things called? Are you sick of boring clothes that don't truly speak to your true passions? Well, I've got something for you. Head to thirdpedalpodcast.com/shop. You can pick up cool merch like this I'm wearing here. This is our limited edition Tail of the Dragon sweatshirt. We've got the branding up on the sleeve. We've got all kinds of cool stuff. We've got a shirt with an unlimited lifetime warranty. If you destroy the garage shirt while you're working on your car, you send it back to us, send us proof, that you didn't just rip the thing up because you wanted a new shirt. Please don't do that. But if you destroy it working on your car, send it back to us. We'll replace it. Unless, of course, it's covered in blood or other bodily fluids that are, hazmat material, stuff like that. Don't send it back to us. We've had a good friend and a follower of ours who did that, destroyed it, using it as a tourniquet. So head to thirdpedalpodcast.com/shop. What else could we talk about? I got pulled over the other day. I could talk about that. So I got pulled over for what I thought was a speeding ticket. I was driving on the highway, real close traffic. Everybody was going about, 80, 82 miles an hour, something like that. So I was just following with the flow of traffic, as one does. And as I'm close behind this guy in the left lane, we go past a median, and there it is, state trooper, right? Heart sinks like crap. I'm getting pulled over for sure. So I saw them. She put her gun down, a little speed gun down right away, and flipped the lights, started to turn. I was like, I know for sure it's for me, even though there's like 50 other cars. I pulled over immediately, just a respectful thing to do. And so she comes up behind me. I roll all the windows down. I just like to do that, get my wallet up on the dash. And she comes up. She's like, do you know why I pulled you over today? And I was like, I'm sorry. I might have been going a little bit quick. I don't know how fast I was going, but I might have been speeding a little bit. She's like, yeah, I pegged you at about 79. I'm not too worried about that. I'm here for the tint. Can you roll your windows back up halfway? I was like, oh. So I've never had this before. She got the little tint meter thing out. It goes right over the side of the window and it reads it. And their meter read about 5% lower than what I actually paid for. I thought what I actually got installed. So it read quite a bit darker than what it actually was. So fun thing with tint, if you didn't know, they can write you an individual citation for every single window. So I had a potential of 6 tickets I could have gotten with that. And luckily I got away with just 1 and 5 warnings for the rest of them. I'm telling my tint ticket story to everybody. I recorded a commercial and I'm doing a tint ticket story. So anyways, I got out of that one pretty light. But yeah, no, I got to figure out what to do. If I want to take off the tint or do I want to just pay the citation and keep my tint? Yeah. So anyways.
You have to tell me how to
were
edit that. Next one here. This one's a story. I'll read it. It's very, very weird. So I just had a lady tell me she towed her Civic in for a running issue. Wanted to make sure we didn't do anything with her 2 mice that she has in there. She's feeding them and keeping them alive. She would have moved them to her Mazda, but they don't get along with the mice that live in her Mazda.
That can't be real.
No, right?
Oh
Can't
my
be.
gosh.
But
is this a text from them or is this someone saying the story?
This is a text from this guy's brother that was like, dude, this just happened in my shop.
That's ridiculous.
We got this one. This person who brought their car in left behind some bottles that seem to indicate what they do while they drive.
Yikes.
is bad.
That's not good.
This car came in with a possum chilling under the hood. So
Like, what y'all doing?
looks pretty comfy in there.
Yeah,
to be
right.
honest.
He's
Probably
all
nice and
cozied
warm.
up.
This person who dropped off their car and forgot their gun near the gas pedal.
Yikes.
So that's a
yeah,
thing.
don't do that.
When I first saw this, I thought, have you seen like the Bluetooth gas pedal delete? People will post every once in a while, like where the floor mat's jammed weird and you can't see the gas pedal.
No.
I thought that's what it was going to be, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh.
You're like, oh, that's not good.
This car bottomed out, likely due in part to the boxes of soda in the trunk.
What? Is that Sprite Zero?
A lot of Sprite.
Weird choice.
Right?
Right.
It's a lot of a weird thing.
And like,
and then a
20
mystery box.
cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
I
that.
don't want to know what's in the box.
This person who brought their car in and complained about the lack of acceleration between 115 and 122 miles per hour.
Between what? 115 and 122?
Yeah.
Why such a specific range?
I don't know what Ford they're bringing into. Can we see?
So what are they doing? Like a 60 to 150?
I don't know. I think that's the follow-up. That was like, why do you need to accelerate between 115 and 122?
Or what is wrong with it? Too slow? I keep getting beat.
Right?
that's what the argument is.
Yes.
Keep getting beat, right? 115, they start pulling on me up to 122.
It's the guy who lost to the super teacher from last episode.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Customer stated he punched the screen and broke it.
That'll happen.
It'll do. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't punch your screens. Oh.
Finally, this person who declined to buy new rear tires for their Maserati and left the repair shop like this.
I know exactly who that is.
So anyway,
he
there
was
you
a
go.
menace to car TikTok for a
Yes,
while.
yeah. Whatever happened to him?
I don't know. He linked up with that one guy, and they were going to do like a race, right? Weren't they challenging each other for a while? I wish I knew his name.
Oh, yeah.
Super cool guy.
Esteban.
Yes.
Esteban, Bon.
Nice.
B or V. I don't know which one it is.
I think it's fine.
I've only
I think
ever
it's one
read
of
it.
those
I've
where
never
it's
tried to
both.
say it. Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
where it's like depending on if it's Spanish or whatever.
He's cool, though. The guy with the
Yeah.
BMW 1 Series. This
Yeah,
is the
I don't know
perfect.
if he has that anymore.
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
That's what he's building. He's like
I thought he
building
built
it as a race
something
car.
else.
I don't know.
Like switch something up. And
Still a Beamer. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it's a different one.
Yeah.
That's the perfect example of I don't know his name. I recognize him. He's the guy with the 1 Series. And
yeah,
everyone's
no,
like,
but
that guy.
I know his 1 Series. Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Cool car.
Super cool. His is like the closest thing I've seen to like Fast and Furious garage stuff where they just had all their stuff and they're just putting a giant turbo in his car. And yeah, he's a cool guy. I really want him on. It's so adorable with him and his son too. Like he posts all the videos of his son just like grinning ear to ear. But anyway,
Yeah, he's killing it too.
I don't know where we got on that tangent. Oh, Maserati guy.
Yeah.
So I
I
don't
thought
know.
they linked up one time. They were like challenging each other. They were gonna like shoot because the Maserati guy was like, nobody's faster than me, bro. I got that Ferrari built V8 under the hood. And it's like, yeah.
I have a video about a Ferrari V8 under a hood of something weird. I'll show you later though.
Is it a BRZ?
It's a Subaru.
Oh, hey, all right.
And it's rallying.
Okay.
We'll go
That
over
took
it
a
later
turn.
though. But anyway, so
Wow.
there's customer states. If you guys have any that you like, I know those are always brilliant to see. Just the dumb. I mean, it's like I saw some person commented on one of those and was like, "This is why there needs to be vehicle inspections on vehicle." Like you notice that none of those come from Massachusetts, and I'm like, yeah, well, like
What do you mean none of them come from Massachusetts?
Massachusetts is really strict, like DOT inspections. But like,
Oh.
I don't want DOT inspections, but
Right.
it's also
Yeah.
scary to know that like I probably
Like, I
passed
think
like
it
4 of
should
those
be-
people on the way here.
Yeah. It should be personal responsibility to like maintain your car if you're gonna be on the road. Like if you're on the side of the road because of something like that, because you didn't take care of your car, I really don't feel bad for you. Sorry, but like you should check that out. There
Sorry,
you go.
should check for possums, but
Like
I mean,
as someone who's been on the side of the road because I didn't take like my Subaru that
when
exploded
it
because I didn't put oil in it. Like
fair.
I didn't feel bad for me either.
Fair.
At that point, we should do how could we do this? Send us a voice note. I think would be the
Okay.
easiest way on Instagram. I think you might be able to do this in Facebook Messenger too to our page. I was gonna do like call and leave us a voicemail, but we don't have like a number we probably want to put out there publicly to leave voicemails. But if you're a mechanic and you're, because I know a bunch of you guys have reached out to us that you're like, yeah, we're mechanics. We listen to you guys in the shop and everything. Which thank you first of all.
Yeah.
But if you guys see something like that, like a customer states or
Yeah.
like some crazy,
Yeah, share your best story.
so I like the crazy DIY repairs too. People
Yes.
do, or people come in and be like, either I got a guy who will do it cheaper, who will do it cheaper, and then they're back because it sucked.
Yeah.
Like share those stories. So you can leave us a voice note, send us a video if you want to, pictures, or just write out explanation.
You can do it too. I'll add a question. So if you're in Spotify, which most of you are, at the bottom of your screen, you'll see like a little window thing. There's like a Q&A thing there. I'll put it there too.
Nice.
So you can reply your answer to it there. But yeah, we'll read it on a future episode. That'd be awesome.
do that.
Yeah,
That'd be
whatever
awesome.
your guys' favorite
sending us
crazy
stuff.
customer stories are, or whatever, crazy mechanic stories, whatever it is. But yeah, we'd love to hear it.
Those are cool. So speaking of the car community, I don't know. I don't want to segue for this one. Have you heard of Keller Moore or Moore? I don't know how to say his last name.
No.
Okay, so I hadn't either until fairly
Okay.
recently.
I thought that was like a real estate firm.
It does kind of. Keller
Doesn't it?
Williams
Yeah.
is the real estate
Oh,
firm.
that's
Yeah,
the one.
Keller Moore. Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds similar.
Yeah.
So Keller, if this car thing doesn't work out, I think real estate, you've probably got a future. I'll help you out, bro. That's what I do. Anyways, Keller Moore. So he does video editing. He does it for a few guys I know for Whistling Diesel.
Oh,
I don't know if he's like his full-time thing or if he does it like, I don't know how the editing situation works for guys.
Okay.
But so he's super skilled.
Okay.
Video editing, social, stuff like that. So he also runs more meets, like MOORE
Cool.
meets, car meets and stuff.
Cool.
In the Nashville area.
Okay.
Super cool car meets that he does there. And he's very specific about, like, these are not takeovers. We're not doing BS. We're not doing burnouts. We're not doing racing.
Cool.
Like, we're not a menace to the community.
So you
like,
should organize our car meets with us.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So he just gathers people together. It's like cool. It's family day type stuff. Like people bring their kids.
Like the way it's
and
supposed to be.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes, exactly. And it's everything from like old timers to modifieds to supercars to like it's like everybody all together, community, just enjoying things that we all love. Cool. So he's recently been arrested. So that took a turn, I know, very quick.
Maybe you shouldn't do our car.
Maybe, well, we'll see how the lawsuits and stuff come out. But so he has been plagued by what I like to call takeover tanners who are coming in and ruining the meets. They're doing burnouts. They're doing drag racing.
This is like the car version of a Kyle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was going to be Takeover Kyle, but it didn't have the same ring to it. So Takeover Tanners. If your name's Tanner, be better.
Tanner Faust, the like Godzilla, the green thing. He's in the background. Hey!
Yeah. Well, to be fair, as like a teen, I'm sure he wasn't like sitting there with the hood up with a lawn chair. He's probably in the back doing donuts, you know.
Fair.
But
sorry,
so anyway,
buddy.
so they've and because he's so good at organizing these, he's had huge meets. Like rented out stadiums, the whole parking lots.
Yeah.
So the most recent one that caused the largest problem that actually led to his arrest was like 1,000+ cars. So like huge meets we're talking about.
Holy cow.
And these guys are coming and doing burnouts and stuff and ruin it, whatever. So yeah, so he's currently going through some stuff.
Oh no.
Having to fight those lawsuits. So but basically what they charge him with is inciting riots. So that's what they call it. And you've seen these takeovers stuff, I'm sure. I mean, there's been some huge problems. We're pretty outspoken against that stuff.
Yeah. What like was there something specific that happened?
I didn't see very specific. Like, I don't think anybody got hurt, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I didn't know if maybe because I mean there was like those recent, I forget where that was, in New Jersey or something.
I know there was one that they used like a vacant parking lot for a commercial property that was for sale, and he said he got permission from the realtor or something. Okay, and then I'm you know, it's hard to piece it together because you hear both sides. So you hear like the people who were there and who organized it, like, hey, this is the deal. We were all cool. But then like if you're looking at the outside, and there's these people having a car meet, and they're all pretty quiet, respectful, whatever. Yeah. And then there's other people also with cars, and then they're doing donuts and drag race and stuff. You kind of
you're like
everybody
the car
puts
meet
them together, right? You're like, oh, these hooligans in the cars, you know, they're terrible.
And we're like Hoonigan, actually.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's actually it's right up there. Oh yeah, Hoonigan says it up there. So that was one, and then like my understanding is people came after like the meet was over, and they were doing donuts and stuff, and they like wrecked the parking lot, you know, left a bunch of marks, screwed up the asphalt, that type of stuff.
But they charged him for inciting a riot?
Like a bunch of counts.
So it's like him. This is gonna get weirdly political really quick. So but it's like him. Comes in next to me.
What are we doing?
It's like he's in jail, and then Trump's there. He's like, "What did they get you for?"
So what are you in here for? Inciting riots. Really? I don't know how to do a Trump voice. Really? Me too.
Mine was the best riot.
Everybody agrees, but it wasn't. But I didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything. I'm innocent.
Oh man.
Anyway,
I like your hair. Also, sorry,
this poor kid. He looks super young too. Like for this to,
he's like 21, I think.
Man.
Yeah.
And he's charged for he's trying to do is do exactly what we've talked about.
21. Organizing and promoting car meets through social media that drew hundreds of people at various Nashville parking lots. Police said none of the property owners gave permission.
Accused of organizing and promoting meets throughout social media for hundreds of people in parking lots. He's like guilty.
Thousands, billions. So police said the accusations are that the police said that none of the property owners gave permission to use their lots, which were used for burnouts and other dangerous driving activities.
Like we've all seen people, they drift in circles, they hit people. There's there's bad stuff that happens.
So I pulled the mainstream media fake news. I pulled the actual like media report because it's good to hear both sides of the story,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So, and I was curious, as someone who's generally against most of the mainstream media,
Fair.
what they said about it because I knew
Yep.
there'd be some kind of spin to it, whatever.
Yep.
So here's all of the dates
Of all his events.
of the charges.
Okay.
So basically, all alleged to have used social media to organize, promote a meet on this address. Several hundred people gathered. Individuals in the group took over they used the word takeover.
Okay.
Took over intersections, conducted burnouts, donuts, and slides with their vehicles in the intersections. So not good stuff,
So
right?
they did the like
The
stoplight
crowd-
donut thing.
Crowd blocked roadways, preventing police from entering the area.
That's not good.
So I have a feeling this was like, it's tough because you
Mhm.
gather the car community it's tough because we all like, we're not modding our cars for nothing, right? It's to go
Right.
fast. It's to be loud. It's to
Right.
have fun.
Right.
And like one of our favorite taglines is fast as a feeling.
Yep.
Right. So it's like,
Yep.
you don't necessarily got to be racing everybody. Like if you're
Right.
at your car upright, you can be driving around. Like it
Right.
feel fun. You don't have
Right.
to actually be
Right.
becoming a felon
Right. Right.
to
Right.
enjoy your car.
You don't have to be in triple digits to have fun.
Right.
Yeah.
So he was in the downtown detention center. Blah, blah. This
Man.
was fairly recent. But yeah, rooting for you, man. Sucks. And guys in the car community, if you're in the Nashville area, if you're going to these things, like keep it peaceful.
Yep.
Like we can all go have fun. I know there's plenty of racetracks in that area too. I mean, this is not a racetrack, but like Kill the Dragon.
Yeah, for
like
real.
we went and did. It's not a racetrack. You're not
Right.
supposed to race there, but it is 318 curves and 11 miles.
Yeah.
It's a ton of fun. If like you need an outlet, it's like go
Right.
get. That's a perfect example of
Right.
fast as a feeling because the speed limit there is 35, and good luck keeping an average of
Right,
35
right,
through that whole
right.
course.
Right.
Tons of fun. Like if you're gonna be legit, if you're spending money and time in
Right.
your car, like go to a track.
Right.
You know, do the right thing. So
Yeah, it's really sad because it's like I'm sure. I mean, whatever. I wasn't there, so I don't know for sure. But it's like you imagine for this event, probably at least 80%, probably 90% of people were being cool
Yeah.
and good. And then there's like the couple kids with whatever their 3 Series, probably hating on
Yep.
Beamer.
Yep.
And they're like,
it takes like 5 people to ruin it, basically.
yeah. Well, yeah. It takes the first person to do it, and the one person like I can do that better. And then you've got that going on. You got a bunch of people watching because if I was there, I'd probably watch. I'd look over that way too because it's like,
Right.
what is going on in that intersection?
Well, and if you're a outside observer, right? You're not part of the organization.
Right.
You haven't been to any of these, and you
Right.
go, you're like, oh, here's a car meet. That's pretty cool. No idea who this guy is or what they do or
Yeah.
anything. And you go there, and then in this separate section, they're like doing burnout stuff. You're like, that's sick. They had a burnouts because
Right.
some car meets used to have burnout
Right.
boxes.
right.
Remember?
Right. Well,
Like, that
all
used
of
to be
SEMA
pretty-
is like the burn yard. Like it's a big
Right.
part of automotive stuff is
Yeah.
to have that as a thing.
Yep.
It's just a matter of getting the right permission to do it. That's like where we've talked about like hosting car shows, and it seems like the only way you avoid any of this is like from the very beginning, you have like law enforcement invited and like, hey,
Right.
bring your cars, show off your cool stuff, be a part of this, and know that like we're not encouraging this. So if like someone does something stupid, we'll stand next to you and be like,
We're
go
like,
arrest that guy.
over there.
Right, right.
Go get
Right.
him. Not
Right.
invited. You are uninvited from the cookout.
Right.
And there's millions of car shows
Yeah.
that are totally peaceful and that never had any problems. But the problem is there's a few
Right.
that are not
Right.
pointed at this guy in particular, but the people who have been there,
Right.
done
Well,
crazy
it sucks
stuff. Like,
because now he's the poster child for like, oh, this is why car meets can't. It's like, oh, come on. Like
yeah,
he doesn't,
right.
he's not doing, I don't know. That's weird.
So this is totally unrelated, but the author of this article is Chuck Morris, which could not be a cooler name and probably does not get, like, nobody believes that's his name.
right.
One
Right.
letter off, but
Right.
nobody believes that's
Right.
his name.
Yeah. He's like, what's your name? Chuck
Goes to the coffee
Morris.
shop,
And like,
Chuck
yeah,
Morris. Like, okay, yeah. You show me some karate? No, that's Norris, a different guy. He's a karate guy. I'm not. I just write articles. Okay. It's like, I'm a ninja.
I do jujitsu of the English language.
yeah. I'm a ninja in the spreadsheets or whatever. I don't know.
Yikes.
Anyway, so root for
Interesting.
you, man.
Yeah.
Hope things go well. If there's, I mean, maybe we could organize a meet or something up this way
Mhm.
that doesn't turn wild.
That's
That'd be
something
the
that
idea.
we've been talking about for a while. I think this is probably the year that we start dabbling in it a little bit. It's
Yeah.
like we want to create like obviously our own cars and coffee type thing. Or Zach's already got a meeting that he does that I don't know if you want to say. Maybe
Yeah,
you do.
it's mostly business related, caffeine and cash flow. So
Yeah.
we get together in the mornings
Yeah.
once a month and talk business. I'm primarily real estate, so we talk real estate, we talk business,
Yeah.
and just share ideas and
Yeah.
their resources and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So something like that.
Yeah.
And
we've been
with
talking
cars for sure.
Yeah, we've been talking about like tacking on end cars on the end of that
Yeah,
and
yeah.
have like a third pedal
Just keeps it
podcast thing.
longer.
And then we really want to come up with like a template for like things to consider, who you have to get permission from so that you guys in your own cities could go to like your favorite coffee spot or whatever,
Mhm.
and say, you know, with some proposal to say like, here are the rules that are set up. This is like how you run an effective, safe car meet to like encourage the car community around you. Because like we can't be where all of you guys are all the time. Like we're not going to be downside. We're in the Midwest, so this is where we're going to have stuff. But for you guys who are elsewhere, like it would be cool to like we would love to be able to hand you guys some packet to be like, this is what you got to do. You got to check with this local ordinance. This is what we recommend to say to the police department to like have them come out and be present, whatever it's going to be. So we're dabbling in that this summer. But yeah, it's like there's definitely a better way to do
template
it.
that we could set up that people can sort of replicate.
It's like a best practices thing. There's things that you can do. But
yep.
I joked about BMW a second ago. They're the ones at the takeovers doing the things. So BMW, we saw this BMW in person. I don't remember which tab it's on now.
Oh, the XM?
So yeah, the XM. So they released a new version of it now.
Already?
Because yeah, that one wasn't powerful.
Is the first one out yet?
I don't know.
Oh.
I just saw the first one at the Chicago Auto Show. So there's now the BMW XM label red, which pairs the high revving V8 to the powerful hybrid system, same as before.
Yeah.
They just dialed it up a little bit more. So
Really?
we got a little bit more horsepower. I love the title
like
of this BMW. This is the weird part though. This is why it caught my attention. This is now the most powerful BMW M ever produced. Like the M car, like M anything leaving BMW. The most powerful thing is this SUV, which is just like,
how powerful is it? Because that M5 CS and stuff are like up there.
Yeah. So this has now got, where's the thing? Right here. Now it seems that it's standard. It was 644 and 590 foot-pounds of torque. Wasn't enough.
Holy cow.
So they dialed it up.
A total of 738 horsepower, 738 foot-pounds of torque.
Thank you. Okay. So it's in the sevens.
Why did they call it the XM 738 or something like that?
I don't know. They're still sticking with this whole XM
horsepower torque.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, 738 missed opportunity. Follow Lamborghini with their weird boat thing.
Yep.
So anyway, so just a weird. I don't know. So it comes in. It's this different trim that you can get this thing in.
It's like matte black with red trim.
It's available in. You can. There's a bunch of different wheel finishes, and you can get any of the BMW colors for free. You don't have to like paint anything different.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
And then this is a special edition only for the red label vehicle, is to have this. I forget what they call it, like frozen black or something like that.
Yeah, it looks like a satin black with the red trim.
Yeah. So I mean,
looks like a teenager with a rattle can. Honestly, I mean that's kind of rough.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Like, who wore it better, this or like every Forester Sport that you see?
Yeah,
the Forester Sport.
Or like who did that mostly? It was like Chevy Cruises. I feel like people do like the colored trim on it and stuff like that.
You just need to put like a Deadpool sticker on it, or
and the gas needle one on the gas tank.
Yes,
holding up the needle.
And then some like really inappropriate sticker on the rear window or something like that. That's what it would have. But yeah, I mean, it looks all right. Like it was kind of funny reading the. I was going through the comments on BMW's Facebook because this happened to pop up today. I saw it on Facebook before I came here while I was making my coffee this morning. And it was really funny because like the first few comments were just like owners like hating on it. Like they're like, wow, can BMW just chill with the whole split headlights thing? And like, why wouldn't you put the most horsepower in a car that people actually want? And then people were complaining about issues with their BMWs.
These high performance SUVs, like, so I just had a kind of a change of thought in this because like, yes, it looks kind of extreme.
Yep.
Weird-ish.
Yep.
Super high horsepower, like ultra luxury, very expensive.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't it like 150 or something like
this one's over too.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but what they're, I think, trying to do is take some market share from like the Lamborghini Urus, from the Ferrari.
Oh, I'm sure.
SUV.
Yeah. There's like a weird emerging market for the Aston Martin one.
Oh, Aston Martin.
I mean, Porsche's got a couple too.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's
GTSs
it's all
and
of
stuff
these.
like that.
Yeah. And then the Mercedes AMG stuff. And
so,
I mean, there's like a weird
I guess
sub-bracket.
Mercedes probably started that more or less with the G-Wagon stuff, and then they made like the what's the Brabus? They did like a Brabus, Mercedes, G-Wagon.
It's kind of make more sense to me. Like this, and this still doesn't feel like Lamborghini Urus territory for me of like where it's like off limits and weird. This is still like, okay, BMW's been making SUVs for a while.
Right.
It's super weird to me that like, I don't know.
Which
like,
might be part of the extreme design.
Yeah.
We're just trying to make it like exotic.
Yeah.
Sort of where like, because I know I thought that with the Urus when it first came out, it was like kind of ugly.
Yeah.
Looks kind of weird. And now it's grown on me and it looks awesome.
Yeah.
The Ferrari one looked kind of funky. First concept I've seen. Still does because I've never seen one in person and I haven't seen enough of them for them to be sort of normalized in the shape and stuff.
The Aston Martin one looked kind of interesting. That didn't look terrible.
That one looked good.
I think this one looks pretty good. I hate the detached trim thing is weird, but it's just, I don't know. It's interesting. It's maybe they're just trying. I'm sure there's some thing that they're doing in the background to test out this drivetrain. Like it would be really cool to see like an i8 with this drivetrain in it because that would be a supercar.
Finally a supercar.
Cool. So
And it would match that
Right.
would be a contender against the new Lamborghini Revuelto as the
Yes.
big old high horsepower
Yeah,
V8
you're right.
with the
Hybrid
hybrid
thing, yeah.
system.
Yeah, and it would go with the I
Bring
forget
back the i8.
I
That would
forget
be
what the
sweet.
Ferrari is, but the one that Whistling Diesel ripped around, like that thing's a hybrid
Yeah.
too, isn't it?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
not
yeah.
hybrid. It's
That's a SF90,
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Yeah,
that's
SF90,
hybrid too,
that's the one.
technically.
so weird, whatever. That's the most powerful BMW M now, which is
So
I
is
don't
it
know,
the most
just
powerful BMW? Or because you're specifying and they're specifying M. So is there a more powerful is there like an
Well-
Alpina that throws some crazy numbers out there? Or
Those aren't BMWs though, technically, right?
Oh.
They're still separate.
no, BMW bought Alpina, so
And I guess they would fall into the bracket. I'm wondering if maybe they clarified that way because there's obviously like GTS, like race cars and stuff that they make. That, are
that
different.
could make sense.
But-
and because M is like a separate, that's like the
Right.
performance division, so it should
Right.
be the highest
Right.
anyways.
So
Makes
I
sense.
don't know. So weird. It's your total. I'm glad you said that because it is like every kid with plastic dip and a vinyl thing for their cruise and do that. It's kind of
Yeah.
funny. They're hating to hear that. So
You know, though, BMW is kind of doing that because remember we talked about like
Oh,
10
yeah.
episodes back.
the, like M4 thing or
It was
M2
the
or whatever.
M2,
Yeah.
and you could get like the cosmetics package,
Mhm.
and it was literally like stick-on vents
Yeah.
and like weird wrap
That's
and
right.
like weird spoiler,
That's right.
wingy stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so
That's
they're
so weird.
they're like trying to make modifieds from the factory
Right.
type of thing. Just interesting.
Okay, so I have probably the weirdest thing I've covered on here in a really long time.
Okay.
And it's gonna further my point. I've been hinting at this for the last whatever things we've talked about. Your whole like Lamborghini Urus thing. I have another. We have this
you agree that
ongoing.
it's awesome now?
We have this ongoing case
Yeah.
where we need to release a video of us like arguing about it at the auto show too.
Oh
just
yeah,
haven't
we
had
still
time
have
to
that
edit
footage.
that.
Yeah.
But Zach loves Lamborghini Urus. Thinks it looks sweet. I think it's
As
stupid.
does everybody.
I think everybody's a weird word. I think like if you make it's the same with the honestly it feels like the same with the boat thing. It's like, hey, you guys make really, really good cars.
It's fair. It's the same
Do
company.
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's very weird. So my further proof joining my side of the case. It's like
Okay.
if we have our own show, Jury Duty, which we should talk about because it's hilarious.
Awesome show.
Amazing, unhinged, crazy. It's like we have our own version of that show. I'm adding to my side of the case now. Okay. So
Gonna lose.
Chevrolet.
You're like the lawyer who can't cue up the video and then the animation's terrible.
Oh, but I got it queued up, my friend.
Okay, let's
You're
see.
about to represent yourself. Okay. Spoilers. Chevrolet just announced the 2025 Corvette SUV.
Whoa.
Oh. So they're making
Why does it look like that? It's not gonna look like that, right?
it is going to look like that. And it's estimated that this is going to
Oh,
come
hide behind it.
standard with a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine
No, come
with
on.
an upgrade path of a V6. So not
But
only
they wanted to compete with the Porsche Cayenne.
yeah.
Wait, up to 682 horsepower? Where's that coming from?
So there's the initial version is those two, and then they're talking about there's going to be a
Oh.
ZO something that's going to have some V8 somewhere in it.
How do they miss the mark so hard on the
So-
first draft?
So the first 4-door Corvette ever will be
Yeah.
a 4-cylinder. And it's the first Corvette ever with 4 doors, the first Corvette ever with not a V8. Isn't that crazy? Such a miss. So yeah, I
sad.
haven't seen pictures of the back or anything with this, but this is what they announced.
It could look so cool.
Yeah.
So they
Here you go.
Oh.
There's the back.
Oh.
Stop.
Oh. It kind of looks like Urus.
It does kind of look like a Urus. It looks like the same exact thing. I mean, honestly,
it's too
from the
square
front,
on the back.
it sort of looks like a Urus from the front too.
Yeah, but see,
too
why are
chunky.
they not at least using the V8, if not the high revving V8?
Well, right. So if you're going to compete, make this the Ferrari killer because
Yeah.
they already announced too that the price. Guess what Chevrolet is going to sell this thing for?
Over 100. For sure. Probably what? 100.
Oh, I'm actually shocked. What did I read before? They said they're estimating around 60 grand.
Oh. Well,
What
that
did I
makes sense
think?
for the 4-cylinder.
I thought I read way higher than that. Interesting. It's kind of so how they're building this. It's kind of weird. They're building it on. I didn't realize this existed. It's called the Alpha platform. So it's the same platform that the CT4V and the
Oh.
CT5V Blackwing sit on. So it's kind of already set up for those
Wait.
engines.
Yeah, that's V8s though.
Well, they
That's
have-
the twin turbo V6.
Yep.
And then the big old V8.
Yep. So maybe that's the V6 that this will get is a twin turbo.
That would make sense.
Which, yeah, I guess, but I don't know. It's just very weird.
It's kind of like the RSQ8 and the Urus having the twin turbo V8
Yep.
versus like a V12.
Yep.
Or V10.
Yep.
Like it would be like, oh, the super SUV.
Well, which makes sense for the Audi side of it, but then for the Lamborghini side of it, you're like,
Why not have a
Weird.
V12?
which okay, interesting clarification. Because if it did come with a V12, I would feel a little differently about it. I think.
Why?
Because then it feels like a Lamborghini. Because right now,
But what about like the Huracan? You don't feel like that's a Lamborghini? That's a V10, to be fair.
Yeah, but R8 still feels like it's in a different category for me. So that feels
Yeah,
fine.
you're right, because no Lamborghini car has ever had less than a V10, right? I don't think they've ever made one with like a twin turbo V8. Like the R8 is like V10 or V8, which they don't make anymore anyways. But
the Huracan was always V10. There wasn't a V8.
Nope.
Oh,
I'm pretty confident in that.
I think you're right.
I think it was always V10.
Yeah.
And then the R8 had the V10 Plus.
Yeah.
Or they had
That's right.
The V8, the R8. R8 V8. Whatever you say. Which makes sense for the R8. 8 cylinders. Oh, yeah. But I don't think they ever did a turbo of the R8 V8. You could get an
Are you
NA
sure? I thought
V8.
it was a twin turbo V8.
People twin turboed them.
Oh, I thought it came with that. It didn't?
I'm
weird.
Fairly confident it was NA. It was their 4.2 V8.
Oh,
Same thing
like
in like the other ones.
V8. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those you can pick up pretty reasonably.
Interesting.
You can pick up a used R8 V8 Tiptronic, nothing special for like less than 50 for sure.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I bet that's going to go up now that they discontinued it.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
The real rare
the
ones,
V10s. Well,
the V10s and the gated manual, any gated manual one is desirable. Obviously, that's cool, and that's something they made in the Garrido very shortly.
Yeah. So anyway,
sorry to go off on that.
No,
I like this.
So it's very weird.
It's
like
kind of cool, but
I don't know. It as an SUV, okay. I'm just so sick of like this is the same feeling I had when they were like the Mustang Mach-E, and it's like. It's a 4-door SUV.
Like I get it from a marketing perspective, like brand recognition. Like you're using one of the, if not the most recognizable,
probably one of if not the longest name in their brand. You know,
Corvette.
Yeah. Well, and the article here parallels it too.
Like the C8 going rear engine. That was already like weird at first. And then it was like, oh, that was like the original, the C1, the Corvette designer. That was his original plan for it, was to be this rear engine car.
Right.
It's like that kind of tracked. I doubt he was like,
I can't wait for this to be an SUV. Well, it's just because you say like from the marketing thing, I get it. I don't though. It's like it's a different thing. Like call this because like their whole basis in this article, and this isn't obviously this wasn't a GM statement, but they're comparing it to like they are coming out with it specifically to go against the Macan and the Cayenne from Porsche. So they paralleled it to say, well, like the 911 and the Corvettes were always like two different lines of thought of like you got the New Balance thing, and then you've got like people who like the 911s. But they kind of like, I mean, right now you could get a 996 and you could get like an early 2000s Corvette, kind of same price,
roughly,
kind of around 30. You know, same thing. So they kind of are competitors there. I wouldn't have considered them competitors before thinking about that, but I guess in the used car market, maybe. So they're like, oh, and then much like...
I just can't imagine the buyer for a Macan and a Cayenne is like, honey,
let's consider a GM.
Why don't we go
product.
look at Chevy?
Right.
Like,
because it would be a Lyric.
Buying Porsche for Porsche. I mean, you're buying that for the brand, for the badge.
Because you want the keys to match.
Yeah, right.
It's just like, so they're saying, well, because Porsche has all their 911s, and then they have their most popular, the highest grossing vehicles are their Macan and their Cayenne because they're most popular. And they use that, they say in here, to fuel the insanity of the 718 GT4 RS and the GT3 RS 911. Fair. Mm-hmm. So they're like, so GM's doing the same thing. But it's just, I don't know, it feels like.
So they're trying to make that their most popular. I mean, here's a caveat I'll add to this. Okay. If they got rid of the Equinox, Traverse, Trax, all the crappy SUVs I feel like they make a lot of.
Yeah.
If it was, you get a Camaro, you get a Corvette, or you get a Corvette SUV, if they were like straight out performance. If that was like their SUV, it was like you can get a, truck. Oh, they have, what's that? Trucks?
Colorado.
They have like the big SUVs. Like those make sense.
Like Tahoes,
the Tahoes and Silverados, right? That's it. Suburban.
Yeah.
Suburban Tahoe, and then truck. You get like the truck line. Yeah. Because they make a Tahoe, whatever, Z06 with the big old engine in it too.
Yep.
High performance SUV already.
Yep.
So that would I guess that would kind of track then. Maybe.
I see. My thinking though is like, it's like Porsche's not called the 911 SUV. It's different, right? It's a Cayenne.
And it doesn't look the same.
No, it's got the similar
like
front end. It looks like a Porsche.
Yeah,
but like it's
not like a 911.
No,
they don't have circular lights. And
they
do.
Do
they?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No, they're like ovally weird.
It's kind of the same though.
I don't know.
Yeah, look at the front. It definitely is a Porsche. Like if we do this, there's definitely recognition in
Yeah,
the
no,
family.
for sure. You're right. Yep.
You know what I
Very
mean?
similar front end.
Yeah.
I was
I mean, like this is probably what you're thinking, right? Like this is not a circle.
yeah,
headlight
yeah.
anymore.
Because like the Porsche, the 911 is very clearly round
Right.
lights.
Yeah, they've kept
But as
that.
far as the front grille
Yeah.
and overall shape,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. It is
They
very
have the same,
Porsche.
it's the same family look, and I don't care. Like if honestly, if this thing exists and it's just not called the Corvette, I'm totally fine with it. Make this the new Blazer.
That should have been the Blazer.
Right. So like bring the Blazer back like this and come
Yeah.
out. Then no one cares if it's a 4-cylinder
Because
and a
the
V6.
old Blazer had
Right.
a Blazer RS or whatever that
Right.
had a Corvette engine, right?
Right.
So that would have been perfect.
Missed opportunity. Right.
Yeah.
So like I don't know why
They'd be
they-
like, "Dun, dun, dun,
Right.
dun, the new
Well-
Chevy Blazer. Wait, listen to my commercial. Dun, 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 the new Chevy Blazer goes on the road with the heart of the Chevrolet Corvette in this. Right?
yeah.
That would be sick.
Yeah.
Just dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, the heartbeat in the background and stuff.
Well, and it would
and
that,
drifting on ice because it's all-wheel drive.
yeah, doing the all-wheel drive thing.
Yep. And then
And
it
that
ends and
would've-
it's like, and the dad's dropping his kids off at school. Have a good day.
Yeah.
For your
That would have
family
fit better
and for you.
because
And then
you've
he's
cool. 'cause
drives
you've
away.
got the SRT and you've got the crazy
I would like
trims.
commission on that commercial, please. That was a great storyboard.
You've got the same story coming from Dodge with like the Durango SRT and
Yep.
all this stuff.
Yep.
Same deal. It's SRT engine. It's the same whatever.
Yep.
That's available and all this
right,
other
but they're
stuff.
not calling it a Challenger SUV.
Right. It's not. Well, in their example, what would it be? Like the new Viper SUV. And you'd be like,
Yeah.
what? And then you go look at it. It's like, we put the V10 under. It's like, but it's not. It's just, it's
They
super
did
weird.
call the they did that truck for a while that was a Viper engine.
Yeah.
But they didn't call it the Viper.
No.
It was the SRT10.
SRT10 Ram. Yeah. Same thing. Same
Yep.
SRT
Yep.
language. So it's, the Blazer would have been a really
It's like
cool.
Blazer Z06 or something
GM
like that.
could have brought back the Typhoon truck for like one mod or
Dude,
something.
that
It
would've
would have
been
been
cool.
awesome. You
That
could
would've
have
been really
like
cool.
a high revving flat plane crank
Yeah.
truck. Like
Yeah.
it could have been cool. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes. Like this with a V8, it feels a little bit different because at least then it's like it is a
The
Corvette
V8
with the V8
makes
side.
sense. And
Yeah.
it should like similar to the Urus and the RSQ, like there should be a high barrier of entry to their most premium
Right.
SUV.
Right.
Like it feels weird
Like set
to
the bar
water
higher.
down.
Yeah.
They're like, and I get like the Bronco, they made
Yeah.
the cheaper version to
Yeah.
fund the cooler version,
Yeah.
and they wanted more brand recognition and them out there and blah blah
Right.
blah. I
Right.
get that, I guess.
Right.
But it's like if you're gonna make an ultra premium product, like
Right.
don't water it down.
Right.
So then like your neighbor can have the same car as you,
Right.
but they paid half the price.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And like from the outside looking, it's like the same.
Right. Well, and I
thing.
can't really picture like the stereotype of like jean shorts or cargo shorts and New Balances. Like those guys, I can't really picture them like wanting
Like
that.
SUV.
I don't know who's excited about it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know who's excited about. I think honestly they'd be more excited about a Blazer. Like thinking of Dad. Dad
Right.
had a Corvette. Dad likes
Right.
Corvettes.
Yep.
I cannot imagine if he was given the option, he'd be like, "Well, that's not a Corvette. I
Right.
can get the same engine in
Just
that."
the name alone.
Right.
But if it was the new Blazer, the
Yeah.
Z06,
Right.
it's like it's got the heart of the V of
Right.
the
Right.
of the Corvette. He's like, I used to have one of those.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Make it a one-off. Make this just an addition of the Blazer
Yep.
that has the same goofy scoop thing that the Blazer has anyway.
Yeah.
And like it's that, but it's got the heart.
You can make it look cool like this too.
Yeah.
See, like
Because look-wise, I don't mind it. It looks pretty
Looks cool.
cool. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's just weird that it's a Corvette.
I see like the okay, the Blazer. I feel like we've talked about this to death, I feel like. But they came out with the Blazer, right?
Yep.
Kind of sucked.
Yep.
Right? Wasn't
Yep.
that cool?
Yep.
It was a Traverse
Like
with
when
an
they
extra trim
released it
package.
again. Yeah.
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 Where Bronco was like Bronco. You know,
Right.
they made the Bronco Light or whatever, the
Right.
Sport,
Right.
and they made the big boy.
Right.
But like it pretty much was the same design as
Yeah.
it was on
Yeah.
sort of a truck frame
Yeah.
type of thing. Like
Yep.
they had the Tahoe,
Right.
they had that was the short high
Right.
horsepower SUV, and they make a high horsepower Tahoe.
Right.
I think, right?
Right.
Don't they make a big engine one?
Yeah.
Or is
Yeah,
that
yeah.
on the Cadillac?
No, they do.
Okay.
Yeah, they make
That could have been the
they
Blazer.
make one. I don't remember the trim of it, but I mean they make that, and then obviously there's like forget the name. The guys who do Hennessy.
Oh, Hennessy, yeah, they make some
those
stupid
guys
one.
make some dumb version of it.
But I guess now that I say that, those are SUVs built on truck frames, right? Like a standard SUV truck frame with the box on top type of thing. Those
Yeah.
are like, so the thing that's very popular about these is they're like car built
Yep.
SUVs.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Yeah.
So better handling and the unibody and blah blah blah.
So this isn't even their nicest SUV.
Yeah, because they have the high end Tahoe.
The top end of a Suburban is 75.3.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I don't
Well,
understand
I
it.
imagine if they're gonna do a Z06 with the V, even if it's just the V8,
Yeah.
it's going to be $100,000+ car. It's got to be, right?
It's gotta, right? Because if it's starting at 60,
60 for the 2.0. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's 2.0, but you said
2.5,
it's
I think.
2.5, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, yeah, you're right. Because it is gonna be, it's gonna be like $120,000 SUV. So it's gonna still bite at the heels of. I don't know.
Which would make sense, but
I don't know
nobody's
who
going to
you're
go
winning
for like
over.
Cayenne GTS.
No.
Or do we want that new Corvette SUV? Like, it's
Right.
a weird,
Right.
similar to like, I don't know who the Mach-E was competing with necessarily. I guess just every other electric SUV.
Yeah. Other than I'm wondering if that one, the other thought I have in my head is like, are they doing this because there's some quotas for how many? It's the same reason that like 4-cylinder turbo Mustangs exist, because they needed to like bring an average somewhere.
Right.
So
Dodge did that with
maybe-
their Caravan things, right?
Yeah, like maybe this is like, sorry guys, but we need this to get the Zora, and like there's some thing.
Okay.
That's the only
And they
world.
have to make so many of them 4 cylinders,
Right.
to match the EPA's requirements.
Right, so that they can do stupid
Gotcha.
stuff. And maybe that's the reason. Like, I don't think that's
so
the reason.
European companies must not have that same obligation,
No,
then, right? Because
no.
that's how they can just keep
They just,
making.
I think they
V8s.
just want to make cool luxury stuff.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
yeah, I found out though that was a weird conspiracy theory on why the Viper exists, is because Dodge was in some commitment after a bailout to not make any more V8s, and so then they were brainstorming, and
that.
then they came out with the V10. I'm like,
More
that's
movies
pretty
like
cool.
that, please.
Yeah,
I
right?
love those
Oh, I'd
movies.
love
like
to
Ford
see a
versus
movie about-
Ferrari and like
Yeah.
The Lamborghini movie was a little bit of a disappointment. I'm not gonna lie.
Is it?
It was still okay. It was
Yeah.
cool story
Yeah.
and stuff, but it was
So it's kind of like seeing a Urus for the first time. You know, it's like, yeah.
okay.
But
To be fair, there was 0 Uruses in that movie, not mentioned once. I mean, it only went till like, I think the movie started and ended in like the 80s. I want to say.
what did they call their old Hummer thing?
I don't know.
That's what they should have called the new one. And then I would have been fine
Well, it
with
was probably like Tractornator or something. It was like, what was the first Lambo SUV called?
See if I can beat you to it.
LM002. That's why.
Okay.
The
Fair.
Rambo Lambo.
The Rambo Lambo. That wouldn't work either.
Nah.
I get why you're us now. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about the Corvette SUV? Apart from if it's a government regulation thing, then whatever. Thanks, Corvette, for keeping that brand alive and doing the Zora thing. That's has yet to be seen and will be very cool theoretically.
Yep.
But I don't know. Put a V8 in it at least. But I don't know,
If
it's
you
weird.
want to compete.
If you really want it to be like going after the Cayenne GTS and all that
But
stuff.
the Macan standard does come with a 2.0 4-cylinder.
Yep.
It's the EA 888, same as my S3.
But it's not called a 911.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know?
Yeah.
So like it's
But
different.
if that's what they say they're competing against,
Yeah.
then the people who are either going to buy a 2.0 Macan that gets 25 miles a gallon
Yeah.
or a 2.5 Corvette that gets 27 miles a gallon.
Right. So it's just like a product strategy issue at that point. It's just like, just don't call it a Corvette.
They
That's
obviously
something-
know more than we do.
Do they?
We're looking on the car side
We'll
of it saying, hey, this would be cooler. And they're like, yeah, it'd be cooler, but we want to make buckos.
This is where we ended on the manual shifter for
I
EVs
know.
too. We're
keep
like,
coming around.
maybe we're wrong.
Gosh, we're too reasonable. This sucks.
we tell you guys how it is. Sometimes we're wrong, sometimes we're right. Usually we're in the middle somewhere. Usually we're wrong, but it's fine. We throw it out there. But anyway, that's what we got, I think, right? Or is there anything else?
Well, we had another thing on the agenda, but I think we're probably up on time.
Probably. Let's hit it next week.
Yeah.
We got some make it or break it. We're going to share with you guys next week. We cannot wait.
And there's some good ones.
There are some good ones. But anyway, thank you guys for joining. Wherever you're watching this from, most important thing, join our Facebook group. If you guys want to like send us stuff back, we've asked a lot of questions in this episode of what you guys think about stuff.
That's what we're asking them to, by
Right.
the way.
Right.
We're not just asking them to the pink chair that's sitting behind the camera
Right.
with nobody sitting in it but a few
Right.
boxes. Answer them in there and be like, hey guys, episode
Yeah.
blah, blah. I mean, you can post, I don't know, whatever you want to just post. You guys asked this, blah, blah. Here's my answer. Here's my
Yeah.
thought. Here's another article. Here's why you're wrong about that. We're very cool with being corrected.
Yeah.
Like, we're just two dudes talking car stuff that we find interesting and
Yeah.
fun.
I'm
So, like,
currently waiting to get corrected pretty intensely today for saying some stuff about
I'm
a
hoping so.
Challenger
That'll
on
be fun.
TikTok.
but yeah, all that said, like, share, subscribe. Easiest place
Yeah.
to find us, thirdpedalpodcast.com.
Yep.
We've got our shop in there. We've got cool merch and stuff like that. You guys can rep the brand. And besides that, it's comfy. It looks
Yep.
cool. It's
Yep.
awesome. We got Spotify link, YouTube link, Apple Podcasts, everywhere you listen to podcasts, all
Yep.
that stuff.
Yep.
You can find us there. That's the easiest link if you want to like share it with some friends.
Yeah.
If you want to like
100%.
connect with other people, blah, blah, blah. You can get it all there. So do that. We'd appreciate it.
Mhm.
And I think that was all I was going to say with that.
Yeah,
Thirdpedalpodcast.com.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for coming along for the ride. We're hoping your summer projects are off to a great start. We'll be sharing a little bit more about this 944 build we've been working on.
Mhm.
Definitely check out the social stuff for that because this stuff's recorded in advance. So there's probably more progress on it
Yep.
than right now when we're recording. But check it out there. Thank you guys for coming along for the ride. Drive safe. And that's it.
Peace.
Peace.